and we will protect and reassert that right.
This is not radical. This is not censorship. It's just information.
Tonight on DC News Now at 9, a divisive piece of legislation on the table in Virginia. It would let students opt out of certain lessons in schools. The back and forth over whether parents should have a say in what their kids are taught in the classroom.
A local family on vacation when their home goes up in flames. Two daughters losing their lives, their parents making it out, now grappling with the shocking reality. Tonight, a local community in mourning.
And new details emerging after a 2-year-old girl from D.C. is found dead in a Virginia Beach hotel. Her mother now behind bars. Tonight, we're hearing from her father. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Mark Hall, filling in for Tasmain Mahfouz. We begin with breaking news.
Yeah, one person is rushed to the hospital after a train collision in Brunswick, Maryland. That's in Frederick County. The fire department there says a tractor trailer was stuck on the tracks because of a backup. An Amtrak train then hit the tractor trailer, which then hit a passenger truck. The driver of the passenger truck was hurt, but we're told is expected to survive. All 140 Amtrak passengers and the tractor trailer driver are okay tonight.
A local community in mourning tonight.
Yeah, this after two sisters from Potomac, Maryland were killed in a house fire. It happened in Southampton, New York, which is on Long Island, where the family of 5 was on vacation. 3 other family members were taken to the hospital and are expected to be okay.
Yeah, reporter Mariel Carbone is live for us tonight outside Washington Hebrew, where the family attended synagogue. Mariel, it's certainly been a tough day for the congregation.
It has been, and a spokesperson here tells me that they are all just heartbroken today. Those two sisters, Jillian and Lindsay Weiner, were just 21 and 19 years old. Their father, Louis, who was able to make it out of the house along with his wife and son, was the president, or is the president here of the congregation. In fact, he was just installed in that position about 2 months ago, and the entire congregation and community came together here to celebrate that family. Now, fire officials in New York say the fire happened around 3:30 this morning. Louis and his wife were on the first floor and able to escape. And they say that Louis tried to go back inside to help the kids who were up on the second floor, but the flames were just too strong, engulfing the house. Their son, he was able to get out of the window, but the girls were not. Now, in a statement, the congregation says that the world has lost 2 beautiful lights today, and the Washington Hebrew congregation community is heartbroken. Through their leadership and service, acts of kindness and friendship, the Weiner family, Louis, Elisa, Zach, Jillian, and Lindsay, has touched so many lives at Washington Hebrew. So a lot of them just going through an emotional night tonight. Now, Jillian and Lindsay were alumni of Holton Arms School in Bethesda. The school says that both of those girls were engaging and warm people here in our community. Jillian, they say, played soccer and ice hockey, and Lindsay was president of the Jewish Culture Club and the Community Service Club. The head of the school there also just saying how difficult this is for that entire community there as well tonight, mourning the loss of those 2 girls. Reporting live in the district, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
Mariel, thank you. Well, tonight, more controversy over what happens in Virginia classrooms. People are raising red flags about sexually explicit topics in classes and when parents should actually have a say. Max Marcilla covers Northern Virginia for us, and he joins us now live from Fairfax County. Good evening, Max.
Well, the bill would direct the Department of Education to create a policy that would ensure that parents are told when there is something sexually explicit material being taught in the classrooms. Now, this bill was signed by Governor Youngkin back in April, but tonight is the final day for people to comment formally to the Board of Education to encourage them or to tell them what they want to see in this policy. Now, in the wake of the end of public comment, tons of people are saying that they're a bit confused about what exactly is a sexually explicit material.
It was a divisive piece of legislation when it was brought up in Richmond.
And we will protect and reassert that right.
Republicans said it bolsters parents' rights, and that's what got the current governor elected.
This is not radical. This is not censorship. It's just information.
Democrats said it's unnecessary, especially since some schools already require parental approval for sex ed classes.
I do not think this legislation is helpful or needed.
But in the final chance for Virginians to guide the Board of Education, a new warning sign emerges.
But I'm stepping up too to make sure that what needs to be done gets done.
High schooler Rivka Viscardo-Lichter wrote this letter to the BOE, and hundreds of Virginia students signed it. It raises concerns about what is considered sexually explicit. According to Virginia Code, it includes simulated acts of masturbation, fetishism, and sexual bestiality, but also homosexuality.
When you kind of dug deeper into what it was actually saying, it's a very, very dangerous bill.
Viscardo-Lichter says lumping sexual orientation in with those other topics is wrong, and she wants those crafting the policy to be more clear.
What we're looking from the Virginia Department of Education is for them to clarify that the mention or teaching of LGBTQIA+ people is not inherently sexual.
With just hours until the deadline, more than 1,500 comments have been submitted, some blasting the bill, comparing it to Florida's Don't Say Gay policy, others saying it's not strong enough.
Okay, so tonight we reached out to the governor's office to see exactly what kinds of things are included when they say homosexuality. They directed us to the Department of Education, and they said that right now the reason why that's included is because it's in the Virginia State Code, and that's part of the draft policy. The formal policy will be made, shared, and released by the 1st of 2023. Reporting live in Arlington, in Fairfax County, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
Max, thanks. A Virginia school district under fire tonight after T-shirts resembling swastikas were handed out at a conference at one of its high schools. The Hanover County superintendent issuing an apology and explanation this morning. He says the logo here was designed by a teacher and was supposed to represent arms grasping each other, a symbol of unity. Parents, though, say the apology falls short, and they're calling for more diversity training for school staff.
There doesn't seem to be any urgency or any sensitivity to the fact that we need to change something.
Well, the district says it's working to pull the logo from anything associated with Hanover schools and says they condemn anything associated with the Nazi regime.
Developing tonight, the U.S. Senate just approved NATO membership for Finland and Sweden. The 95-1 vote is considered a big blow to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Until Russia's war against Ukraine, the two Western European countries had avoided military alliances. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer invited ambassadors of the two nations to the chamber gallery to witness the vote approval from all 30 member nations. Currently, 30 is still required. Well, new tonight, a Prince George's County family is still mourning the loss of their 15-year-old son who was shot and killed in February. Today, the father is asking for justice. Yamarie Sese has the story.
It's like I just broke at that moment. I was holding him and I was talking to him, but I was telling my son, I said, hey, you know, I can't believe this happened to you.
That was the moment Kareem Wilson Sr. saw his son, Kareem Wilson Jr.'s body. He was shot and killed near his home on Mandane Road in Greenbelt back in February. Days after, the suspect, a 16-year-old, was taken into custody. He's being charged as an adult, but Wilson says the official court date has been pushed back several times, including the latest hearing Wednesday morning.
It's like they are not being expedient in the process of trying and convict this person for murdering my child.
We reached out to the prosecutor's office asking about the delays, but they did not respond.
I want justice for my child. My family want justice for Kareem Jr. You know, we want justice for Kareem Jr. Kareem Jr. is not supposed to be dead. Kareem Jr. is supposed to be here.
Wilson says he wants to see the prosecutors do more. It's the only way he can find any sense of closure.
My son's life does matter. And he didn't deserve to die. So since that's the reality, then the other reality is that my son need to get his justice just like any other child would.
And heal.
I'm hurt. I am destroyed.
Reporting in Greenbelt, Maryland, I'm Yamarie Sese, DC News Now.
Well, all new tonight, Fairfax County moving closer to renaming Lee and Lee Jackson highways. The county's Board of Supervisors directed staff to draw up a resolution endorsing changing the roads' names to their route numbers, Route 29 and Route 50. The next step is for the board to vote at their next meeting. That meeting is happening September 15th. And Loudoun County residents, you want to be on the lookout for an invasive insect species. The spotted lanternfly here made its first appearance following sightings in Winchester, Charlottesville, and Prince William County. These insects threaten the grape, orchard, and logging industries, that according to the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Services. They say residents are encouraged to kill any spotted lanternfly or egg masses that they see.